Happy Easter, happy Passover weekend. Chris Soriano with you on a holiday edition of a sports talk radio program in New York City. 877-337-6666 with you on the fan for another 2 hours. And what a opening week of Major League Baseball, especially locally with the Yankees and the Mets, and both teams did not fare too well on Easter Bunny Day today. Yankees losing just a tough one, and just Aaron Boone, oh man, the coaching skills makes you scratch your head. Steven Matz, same Steven Matz. Mets didn't look too hot today after winning the first two versus the Cardinals in Flushing. They drop one today, so they are 2-1 after the opening series. And they are half game better than the Yankees, who are 2-2 after starting off with 2 straight wins. And they have just looked not terrible, obviously, but they've looked like something has been amiss. And they have been able to close it out the last couple of games. Betances last night, Robertson today. Yankee bullpen not treating them too well. Now, I want to say this. There are 158 games left to go in the regular season, okay? And that's why we play 162. You got to love the overreaction from fans, but you do know, obviously, that New York is the king of overreacting in terms of the sports fans. But whether or not your team, and I'm talking to you out there, whether you're a Kansas City Royals fan or a Chicago Cubs fan or a Pirates fan or a Tigers fan or whatever fan you are, whether or not your team that you follow had a successful opening series, it doesn't write the final narrative of the season itself. No 1 game, no 3 games, no 2 games, no 4 games, at least this early on, holds enough weight to determine the fate of any ball club out there. And this is why they play 162. Now, there are, for the Yankees, 158 games. They can go 158. And it's not like they're coming out of Toronto 1-3 or 0-4, but you have 2 tough losses, and Betances again continues to struggle. And as a Yankee fan, I would be worried. I know I'm worried. I'm a Yankee fan, and I'm worried. I mean, this guy has not been good since about late May, early June of last year. And it is just carried on. And he has really, if you look at it, when Dellin Betances comes into a game, a majority of the Yankee fans that I know cringe. Me being one of them. I think this guy can close and can be dominant in a maybe small market. You can get something for him, trade him off. And no, that's not an overreaction. Because this has been a guy that's been a problem for you and has given up leads and blown games since early last year. And it has continued into this year. And before it gets any worse, maybe you start to see what you can do. But can you make it at the trade deadline with this guy? And I know it's 1 game. And I know I just told you not to overreact. But like I said, this is something that is carrying on from last year. It's not like he had a lights-out season last year and, he just had 1 bad game on Saturday. No, this is the trend. He comes in, he can't find the plate for the first couple of batters, he leaves it up, he's getting hit around and hit around hard. People are stealing on him like crazy. He can't hold the runner on. And this is something that is concerning. David Robertson, listen, there was nothing he can do. What else is he going to throw smoke in that situation? Really, what else is he going to throw? But really, should Robertson have been in that situation? I know it's early on in the season. Do you bring in Chapman in that spot? This is what gets me about Aaron Boone. And I was going crazy today. Easter Sunday watching the game. Sit with my girlfriend, my brother. Smoke hits the home run, and I was just, oh, fuck it. Put me in such a mood for about 20 minutes. Then the food came out, and then I was fine, obviously. Which is what most fat people do. They get, oh, the food comes out. Oh, yes. But Aaron Boone says that the matchup was better. And that's why he left Robertson in there to face Smoke, because the matchup was better. So the book says the matchup was better. There was only 5 at-bats in the matchup, Aaron. What are you talking about? Well, the book says the matchup was better. It was there. He was 0 for 5. He was 0 for 5 with 3 Ks or 4 Ks, whatever the hell it was. It's 5 matchups. It's 5 career matchups. It's not like he's over 25 or 1 for 15. 5 at-bats. Are you crazy? That's what you're going to base it off? I mean, Girardi sometimes based off, we call him Binder Joe, but at least he had some things that made somewhat sense in his little binder mind. Boone's going to sit there and say that he felt confident with 5 at-bats? Are you crazy? You got 2 outs in that situation. You got the bases loaded. You bring in your closer. You bring in Chapman there. There's no reason for Robertson to be pitching to Smoke in that situation. There's no reason. And yeah, Smoke battled him. It was a great at-bat. And there really was nothing else that Robertson could have thrown in that 3-2 pitch. He threw Smoke everything. It was a long at-bat. He was fouling off pitches. Robertson threw him everything. And I'm not blaming Dave Robertson for that. I'm not. But for the manager of the team to sit there and go 5 at-bats is good for me to put him in. Are you nuts? This guy's going to have a full head of gray hair or no hair by the end of the season if he keeps doing this stuff, because he should be pressed on this stuff. Aaron, really? Come on. Really? Although, is he as bad as Gabe Kapler? Oh, my God. Oof. We're going to get into that mess. Gabe Kapler may have done the stupidest thing this weekend. But before we get on the Phillies and Gabe Kapler and how idiotic what he did this weekend, the Mets, 2-1. Now, there are a couple of things that you could take from this weekend with the Mets-Cardinals series at Citi Field. Number 1, the Cardinals are not that good of a baseball team. And they really haven't been for a while. They've kind of let their defense go. They've let their pitching go. They've stockpiled on position players and bats. But they've kind of fallen away from the pitching and the defense. And we've seen that. And St. Louis just is not a good baseball team. Not saying they're terrible, but they're just not good. Mets offense, he saw some things that you liked. Obviously not today. Still had some long ball this weekend. Bullpen seemed pretty good. Starting pitching, Matz wasn't sharp today. DeGrom battled. First start, do you worry about the high pitch count? No. Again, he was coming out of spring training not 100%. He gutted it out